Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another Star vs. the Forces of Evil review. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at Season 3, Episode 24, Monster Bash. This is the final episode of this whole 2-week special event, bomb, whatever you want to call it. And even though I'm about a week late, I got around to it eventually. And there may or may not be a holiday special coming up. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. But, yeah, no, this is actually a really freaking good episode. There's a twist in this episode that I did not see coming at all. And I think it works really well. And it actually solves a lot of my problems with, parts of the show. I'm trying not to spoil it, but go watch it. It's a really good episode. It really impressed me. I love it. This is a great episode. So yeah, go check it out. Spoilers, I guess. I never give spoiler warnings, what am I saying? So let's get into it. So it starts off, Star's holding this party, right, at the Monster Temple, you know, the one where Ludo hung out, between monsters and humans, right? She wants them all to get along. And hey, Rich Pigeon's there, and he's helping finance the whole thing, and he's still great. Rich Pigeon, man, he's the design is really funny, but then the voice they picked is perfect. Oh my god, it complements it so well. But they have this party, right? And at first there's tension between the monsters and humans, and then eventually Star's cousin breaks the ice, and everything's going great, right? Oh, the party goes great. Everyone's getting along. Marco goes out to get the Goblin Dog truck, because, hey, Goblin Dogs and whatnot. Running joke. I still hate. If they can have a running joke about Goblin Dogs, I can have a running joke about hating Goblin Dogs. But, hey, we get our villain for the episode. Well, kind of. We actually have two villains. Actually, Heinous really isn't even the villain. And yeah, it's Heinous. And, God, the jokes in this episode are also on points. Because she has a Kill Princess Marco mixtape. And it's death metal. And just knowing Hades, it contrasts her perfectly. It's really funny. This episode has a lot of good jokes. But it also kind of has some heart. So we see Star and Tom kind of hanging out. And Star's really worried about the party. Tom's just trying to have a good time. And you know, he's trying. So I'll give him credit. Alright, it's not the worst I could have been. And they didn't really get in a fight in this episode, so I don't really have a problem. But throughout this episode, it feels like Rich Pigeon is trying to kill Marco. And they usually make a joke out of it, but I'm still gonna laugh because it feels like he's holding a grudge, and I kind of hope he is. They don't confirm it or not, but it's interesting. But yeah, everybody's getting along. The party's going great. We see a Spider Bite Princess and this slime dude go off, and they actually kind of hit it off, because he cures her spider bite. So now we have the new ultimate OTP. Everybody must ship this. This is the original true pairing. The ultimate true pairing. No, seriously, this is... I totally ship it. But eventually, Slime Dude gets attacked and Spider-Bite Princess runs off. So Star gives this whole speech about how everything's going great, right? But she's still worried that, there's problems, and Tom's just trying to have a good time, right? He's trying to enjoy it with his GF. But eventually, they head down the hole, and they find all these ancient monster ruins. And there's, this tent. And hey, Mina Loveberry, remember her? Yeah, I hate her. She's our other antagonist. Which, remember in the end of, maybe it was one of the episodes from the Toffee event, where we actually saw her at the monster base, and I was like, why did they show her? This is why. Because she's staying there, and she's still kind of racist towards monsters, which, you get it, right? Mina's of a different time, so she doesn't get it. And part of Tom's speech, or Star's speech, was, we are the youth, right? And the youth is going to change things because we're the future. But Mina is still kind of set in her ways, so she thinks all the monsters are evil and are kidnapping these and she's kidnapping them, locking them in this closet. And then Heinous shows up, our other antagonist. But it's she goes to suck energy from Marco, right? Because they're all kind of getting in the squabble. And before she can do that, she has the club. It activates and opens up this new room. Her own room in this monster temple, which I'm like, wait, what? And then we see a little castle and 2 dolls, and I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. And then we find out her name is Meteora, and Eclipsa is her mother. Oh shit. And it kind of makes sense, because she is the club, right? She is a butterfly, and we've kind of seen this, right? Because she's always had the club, but she's hidden it, and now we know why. Because she is half monster. She's Eclipse's daughter, and she's whatever the monster was. And she had her own, and this was their home, right? How she's alive for this long, because Eclipse is thousands of years old, I think they say. We don't entirely know, and they even asked the question without an answer, so at least they're going to address it. But holy shit, is that interesting. I didn't see that twist coming at all. And what especially works about this is I'm in the camp of I don't want Eclipsa to be the villain. It seems like they're setting her up to be the villain, though, where she's obviously hiding something, right? But now I think they've given themselves an out. Meteora, Heinous, whatever you want to call her, she is our villain. But Eclipsa isn't. Eclipsa's our new mentor. That's why Glossaric, they can use Glossaric as a handicap. I think that'll work. And Mina Loveberry, she can also be our villain. We have 2 perfectly fine villains, and we don't entirely need Eclipsa to be one. Come on, show. You're giving us multiple outs here. Please don't make Eclipsa the villain. Only time will tell. But they go to fight Mina Loveberry, and she's still really powerful. She even the spider with a top hat, Star's most powerful spell, can't beat her. So she eventually breaks into the main room, and everyone kind of runs away. And the party is also ruined because the cops are called, aka Romulus. And the cops are kind of racist, right? Star even admits she wanted this to happen overnight, and it's not going to, because they're arresting all the monsters, but they're giving all the humans like hot coffee and blankets, right? The racism still exists, which I'm glad they kind of aren't tackling this like, oh, it doesn't just happen overnight. No, this takes time. And they even arrest Tom until Star busts him out, or well, just gets him off the hook. And it's interesting, because she goes to the monster and is like, yeah, okay, this happened, but let's move on, right? Let's have an after party. And they're like, we're partied out. So, while I don't think her efforts were in vain, the cops showing up at the end kind of ruined everything. Well, most everything, because I still think monsters and humans are kind of getting along. And then our end scene is Heinous, who has run away, and it's like, call me by my name, Meteora. And her arm, well, this happened earlier in the episode, but her arm is now half monster. And it's fascinating. Heinous has just kind of been like it's kind of our side villain, kind of like Ludo was for parts of the first season even. But now she's like a serious threat now, and it's really interesting. I did not see them going this way with Heinous, because she's now like a real threat. Same thing with Mina, who, God, she just annoys the shit out of me, which I think she's supposed to. But we've got new villains, and hey, Mina's really a new villain. Heinous has always been there, but she's now, much like Ludo did in the second season, she just got an upgrade. So yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes from here. This was an interesting episode. Well, this entire bomb, or whatever the hell we're calling it, has had its ups and downs. Well, I did say it killed the show for me, and that was kind of a joke. Kind of. Overall, I guess I'm positive, especially with a strong end like this. Does this end kind of temper my expectations to the entire thing? Totally. But am I still positive? Yeah, sure. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. I still want to see more Eclipsa. Only time will tell. And yeah, again, we may have a holiday special coming up. I don't really know. But I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.